This is just a sample of the audiobook. To get the complete audiobook, access the link posted in the first comment.
Each of us is something of a schizophrenic personality. We're split up and divided against ourselves. There is something of a civil war going on within all our lives. Martin Luther King, Jr. Room 52 and Lucius Z. Hall. Martin, I'm going to kill you. Martin Luther King, Jr. took in his new accommodations on the second floor of Old Main, Crozer Theological Seminary's main building. Room 52 was a furnished 6-by-8-foot space featuring a twin bed with covers and a pillow, and opposite it, 3 sets of drawers in which to place his clothes. At the back of the room was a wooden desk with a table lamp and a basic chair. A cushioned lounge chair set in the corner, and a window overlooked the campus's front lawn, lined with maple trees. Though far from a 5-star hotel, it would do just fine for a young preacher without any attachments. The shared bathroom would be a constant reminder, however, that he was not completely alone. During the Civil War, Old Main had been a military hospital, and M.L.'s room had been occupied by a wounded Confederate soldier. On the outside of his door was the outline of a hole through which the soldier was given his food. 2 stories up, the walls of the 4th-floor cupola still bore the signatures of wounded soldiers from both sides of the conflict. This history held particular significance for the building's African-American residents. As a past black graduate had written, "A soldier fighting to keep my people enslaved had used that very room. Now it was my room, and I was using it to learn how to harvest enough spiritual energy to achieve our full freedom." But the Civil War was 8 decades ago, and as M.L. unpacked his neatly folded clothes, he was focused on his future. In September 1948, M.L. was a 19-year-old, 5'7", 150-pound rookie preacher. His time at Crozer meant he'd be away from his family and the 17 sheltered blocks of Sweet Auburn, the prosperous African-American community around Auburn Avenue in Atlanta, where the Kings lived and ministered. By choosing a seminary in the North, M.L. had decided to come out from beneath the shadow of his father and his Ebenezer Baptist domain. At Crozer, King now had a chance to follow his own path. In those first days at Crozer, however, the main thing M.L. wanted to do was fit in with his fellow divinity students, most of whom were older than he was. He could always rely on his best friend, Walter McCall, to help him relax and enjoy himself. But Mac would not join him at Crozer until the next term. So, for the time being at least, M.L. felt overwhelmed by a certain dread and timidity. "If I were a minute late to class, I was almost morbidly conscious of it and sure that everyone noticed it," he recalled. "I had a tendency to overdress, to keep my room spotless, my shoes perfectly shined, and my clothes immaculately pressed."